there is the Janus monster. It's asymmetric because the faces are slightly different when you're looking past and when you're looking forward. It's a parallelism because the act of looking back is exactly the same as looking forward, so that's a parallel. A polysemy is a word, it's a homonym, a word with more than one meaning. Rock, Dwayne Johnson, the actor, he's a rock. And Alcatraz, that's a rock. So you put it in a modern parallelism. The rock liberated its prisoners. Now, if you came upon that sentence and you didn't realize it was an asymmetric Janus parallelism, you wouldn't be able to interpret it. It would be inexplicable. You would think, well, a rock is inanimate, and the pronoun proves that you're not talking about a person, so how could it be? But once you realize it's asymmetric Janus parallelism, and you're aware that it's a homonym and you know those meanings, then you know that the rock, meaning Dwayne Johnson, liberated its, referring to Alcatraz. So you have that forward-backward look. This guy, Cyrus Gordon, discovered these in 1978, and they've been causing translators problems up until this time. Now, some of the ancient translations actually realized and translated them correctly, but a lot of them had a problem because they would see that more meaning in the Hebrew than what they could actually translate legitimately, because they're trying to focus on one meaning, and when they do that, they lose all that other content. And we'll see that in the next example. Now, I didn't buy Cyrus Gordon's book. The scholars are finding these all over the place. I have no idea what the latest state of the art is on this, but this is the way I interpret this example, and it is one of Cyrus Gordon's examples. Zamir is the homonym. Looking back, it means pruning. Looking forward, singing. The King James Version, top translation, they look at turtle dove, they springtime, and they reason to themselves, okay, we're talking about singing of birds. So they inserted the words of birds into the text. Turtle doves coo, though, they don't sing. Now, the Greek Septuagint, looking at the same text, they see backward and they see flowers. So, okay, flowers. The man is pruning flowers. Springtime has arrived, and the turtle doves are cooing in the land. That's not what Solomon was talking about here. The whole picture is one of Romeo. He's got a song in his heart that he's going to sing to the love of his life, the turtle dove. And he's pruning flowers to give to her. So he goes to her with the flowers and with the song, and then she responds with cooing. And the reason why voice of the turtle is heard everywhere is because it's springtime, time of romance, a lot of Romeos, a lot of turtle doves. And it's a beautiful thing. Solomon was actually presenting an entire picture. But look at the way, what would happen if you focused, no matter what direction, you lose content. And you need inferential logic to put it together. You have to know it's a Janus, and you have to use your head to think about what's being said here to fill in the gaps, to make the connections. You need that, what John the Apostle would call in the book of Revelation, the mind that has wisdom. You have to put these connections together. And I don't know what Cyrus Gordon says about this context. That's the way I see it. I didn't buy his book. I'm sorry. Now here is the Janus in Matthew 16:18, briefly stated. We'll go through each premise later. Top left, there in Hebrew characters, is the Aramaic word for firstborn. When transliterated into Greek, it's spelt precisely like Petros, stone. When Christ saw that Peter had confessed divine revelation, he was born again, he declares, you really are firstborn of the divine revelation. And then looking forward, he sees him as the Kepha stone, but there is the intervention of the church. The church must be built first. The resurrection of Christ has to come first before the keys even exist. But the keys do imply that he will be in a Kepha, petra, Petros, water-bearing relationship with Christ. That is what's suggested by the apposition of Petros.